Imagine building an app, growing it to millions of users, hitting a 100 billion valuation, and then watching it vanish almost overnight. That's what happened to Meerkat, one of the fastest, brightest, and shortest-lived stars of the social media world. It pioneered live mobile video, years before TikTok Live, Instagram Live, or Twitch Mobile. VCs called it the future. Celebrities jumped on it. The hype was real, and so was the billion-dollar valuation. And then, it was gone. So what happened? How did an app go from the next big thing to dead in the water? Stick around, because today we're diving into the story of Meerkat, the billion-dollar app that disappeared. The birth of Meerkat in early 2015. Meerkat came out of nowhere and instantly exploded. The app's idea was simple but brilliant. Stream video straight from your phone to your followers with one tap. It integrated with Twitter, so when you went live, it tweeted to your followers. At the time, mobile live streaming wasn't a thing. YouTube Live was desktop-based. Twitch was mostly for gaming. Instagram didn't have live. Meerkat's timing was perfect. Phones had great cameras, data speeds were improving, and people were hungry for raw, real-time content. In a matter of weeks, Meerkat became the app of 2015, with celebs, techies, and media all buzzing. It looked like the next social revolution. The viral launch. Meerkat's launch was a case study in viral growth. It didn't have a big marketing budget, no massive PR campaign. Instead, it rode the XXW wave, where early adopters and media influencers gather. Everyone wanted to try it. People were live streaming panels, concerts, even casual hangouts. And because streams auto-tweeted, it created a viral loop. You'd see friends going live and instantly want to try it too. In a world where video was still mostly polished and edited, Meerkat felt raw and immediate. And that was exciting. Within weeks, it had millions of downloads, and VCs were calling. It was suddenly worth hundreds of millions. On paper, the big valuation. By mid-2015, Meerkat had raised over 14 million, at a valuation approaching 1 billion. Investors believed live video was the next big social frontier, and Meerkat was first to market. It had momentum, buzz, and a growing creator base. Big names backed it: Greylock Partners, Sherpa Ventures, and even actors like Jared Leto. Founders were flying to meetings with Twitter, Facebook, Google. Everyone wanted to talk. For a brief window, Meerkat looked unstoppable. It had the first mover advantage in a space no one had cracked. But what Meerkat didn't know: the giants were watching and about to strike. Twitter's power play. Here's where the story turns. Meerkat was built on top of Twitter's social graph. That's how it spread so fast. But behind the scenes, Twitter wasn't happy. They saw the potential and wanted in. So Twitter quietly bought Periscope, a competing live video startup. Then, days before Periscope launched, Twitter cut off Meerkat's API access. Suddenly, Meerkat couldn't pull Twitter contacts or auto-tweet as easily. The move crippled Meerkat's viral loop, its biggest growth engine. Overnight, the app lost its main discovery feature, just as a Twitter-owned competitor launched with full integration. The gloves were off, and Meerkat was on the ropes. Facebook joins the fight. Just as Meerkat was reeling from Twitter's move, another giant entered the ring: Facebook. Facebook launched Facebook Live, first for celebrities, then for all users. And unlike Meerkat, Facebook had 1 billion users built-in notifications, friends, graph, superior infrastructure for creators. The choice was obvious. Facebook Live offered massive reach, with no extra app required. Meerkat, a small startup, couldn't match Facebook's scale or resources. And in social platforms, distribution is everything. With both Twitter and Facebook now in the game, Meerkat's window was closing fast. The live video gold rush was on, and Meerkat was getting squeezed out. The monetization problem. Even at its peak, Meerkat had no clear revenue model. It was free, no ads, no tipping, no subscriptions. In the early startup world, this wasn't unusual. The focus was growth first, revenue later. But once Twitter and Facebook jumped in, investors got nervous. Could Meerkat survive as an indie app with no monetization? Could it build creator tools to compete with platforms backed by billions of dollars? Without a clear business model, it became harder to raise new funding. And without new funding, it couldn't compete on features, reliability, or creator incentives. The hype was fading, and the cracks were widening. Creators moved on. Meerkat's early growth was fueled by creators. But those creators were loyal to their audiences, not to the app. Once Periscope and Facebook Live launched, with better discovery and larger reach, creators followed the eyeballs. Why stream on Meerkat to a shrinking audience when you could reach millions on Facebook? And once top creators leave a platform, audience engagement drops, and new creators stop joining. It's a vicious cycle. Without creators, Meerkat's daily active users plummeted. And in social apps, without content, there's no community. By late 2015, Meerkat's momentum was gone, and the team faced a brutal reality. The window had closed. The pivot in early 2016, Meerkat's founder Ben Rubin made a bold decision: pivot or die. They shut down Meerkat's live streaming app and shifted to building a new social video product called House Party, focused on group video chats. House Party was a smart pivot. It captured the growing trend of private, social video instead of public broadcasting. And it worked. House Party eventually became a huge hit, especially during the COVID lockdowns, and was later acquired by Epic Games. So while Meerkat died, its team and ideas lived on. Sometimes, a failed first act leads to a stronger second one. And Meerkat's story didn't end with a total loss. Timing and market reality. Looking back, Meerkat's biggest challenge wasn't just competition, it was timing. In 2015, mobile live video was still new, but the giants hadn't moved yet. As soon as Twitter and Facebook took notice, Meerkat was outgunned. And unlike Instagram or Snapchat, which had stronger network effects, Meerkat was vulnerable, built on someone else's graph. In social platforms, distribution wins, and Meerkat couldn't compete with Facebook's or Twitter's scale. Plus, mobile networks were still inconsistent for live streaming. The market wasn't quite ready for mass adoption. But the big players could afford to wait. Meerkat couldn't. Timing wasn't on its side. The billion-dollar hype machine. So why was Meerkat valued so highly so fast? Because hype cycles in tech are real. In early 2015, live video was the hot new thing. Investors wanted the next Instagram, and Meerkat looked like a winner. But billion-dollar valuations can outpace product market fit. Meerkat was still figuring out retention, engagement, and monetization. But the hype forced it into a spotlight where it couldn't afford to make mistakes or survive a platform war with Twitter and Facebook. When your valuation outruns your moat, competitors smell blood. And Meerkat wasn't ready for that level of fight. What Meerkat got right, despite its fate? Meerkat got a lot right. It proved demand for mobile live video. It showed how powerful live, raw content could be. It innovated on UX tap to stream, Twitter integration, notifications. It seeded ideas that are now standard in apps like TikTok Live, Instagram Live, and Twitch Mobile. It moved fast, captured imagination, and forced bigger players to evolve faster. In that sense, Meerkat changed the game, even if it didn't win. In tech, some first movers are sacrificial pioneers. Meerkat was one of them, but its influence is everywhere. Meerkat's place in tech history. So where does Meerkat sit in tech history? It's one of the great, almost, stories. A billion-dollar app that couldn't survive the giants. It pioneered a new format. It proved a new user behavior. But it couldn't build a moat, a monetization path, or a defensible network fast enough. Today, mobile live video is massive, but it's owned by TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Meerkat didn't fail because the idea was wrong. It failed because timing, platform risk, and competition killed its window. But it changed the game, and for a moment, it was the app that everyone wanted to be. And that's the story of Meerkat, the billion-dollar app that vanished. It rose fast. It sparked a wave. It lost the platform war. But it shaped the future of live video and left lessons every founder should know. What do you think Meerkat's biggest mistake was? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, share, and subscribe. More wild stories from the world of tech are coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.